Yes, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who is a fan of ReviewTech USA knows what it means when you see this sexy wood grain in front of you. It is time for a review, and I got a new item from Stone Age Gamer. Okay, so let's start this off. I'll give you a couple hints. It comes with one of these, it works with these, and it looks like something that LL Cool J would have around his neck in 1986. It is the Retroid. Okay, so what the hell is the Retroid? It's simple. This device plugs into your computer and allows you to make your cartridge games into ROMs to be able to play on emulators. It's a pretty sweet piece of hardware, so let's take a look at it. Now, for a piece of computer hardware that is not mass-produced, the build quality on this thing is amazing. You have your USB port on the side right here. On the other side, it has a really nice logo too. Like, they did an amazing job on this thing. On top, you see they have the openings for the connectors. You could obviously tell which one's the Sega Genesis and which one's the Super Nintendo. Something to note is that the Retroid will work with Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis, Super FX, Super Nintendo, and Super Famicom games. So if you're a collector of imported games, Japanese games, this will work just fine. Like I said, the build quality is pretty damn good. It's exceptional. The only thing I could say is plug a Super Nintendo cartridge in. The cartridge slots are very loose. It doesn't feel like the cartridge really grabs. And one thing I accidentally did a couple times is, it's very easy to do. I'll show you. When you plug it in, it's very easy to plug it in crooked, which could be fatal if you have this plugged into the USB port, because this is powered. So that's kind of a little gripe I have with it. If they make a revision of the Retroid, they should make this deeper and have the cartridges have like a good solid click like they were going into a system. Now, I understand you're just ripping the ROM file off of the cartridges. You're not going to be using this all the time, but like I said, if someone puts it in like this, you could either have a dead Retroid or a dead cartridge. So, kind of a little design flaw right there. I almost forgot to mention, this is all the Retroid comes with. It comes with the unit itself, a USB cable, and a printout of directions. I guess they spent all the money they used for presentation on the gold paint they put on it. And it tells you how to hook it up, which I'm actually going to show you. It's really simple. It takes 30 seconds to get this thing installed and ready to go. So let's bring it over to my computer, and you will see the Retroid install itself on a laptop with Windows 7. It's really quick and really easy. Okay, so here we are on my compact laptop, like the flower in the background showing you my feminine side. And here we have the Retroid. I know I've been calling it Retroid, so shh, be quiet. What you're going to do, try to do this with a camera in your hand and torture yourself. Just plug in your USB port, take the other end of the included cable, plug this into your computer, installing device driver. Now, as this is installing, just to let you know, it treats the Retroid as, and there you go, it's already up and running. It treats the Retroid as a mass storage device. Now let's plug in a cartridge and watch the Retroid in action. Here's Strider. We're gonna plug the game in, and we're gonna go back to the computer and open up the Retroid. And here is another thing I want to mention. See, this is why I'm not a fan of plugging the cartridges in live. Now, if it actually properly recognized Strider, it would have actually said striderhero.bin. That's gibberish right there. So I'm gonna have to unplug it. The light's going there. It's looking for a cartridge. Plug it in again, and let's see what happens. There we go. I refreshed the Retroid, and now it says Strider, and let's try to play the actual ROM. This is one of the more popular Sega Genesis emulators. This is K-Fusion. I love K-Fusion. It's personally my favorite. So we'll go to load Genesis ROM. The Retroid is right there. I love it. It's so easy. It's so damn easy. And there is Strider. You're literally playing your cartridge on your emulator. All right, now I also have ZSNES, which is another great emulator for the Super Nintendo. One thing to note too is that you actually can have two cartridges in at once, so that's pretty sweet too. So we're gonna plug in the Super Nintendo cartridge. Got Super Ghouls and Ghosts in there. We're going to crack open ZSNES, and there is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's kind of cool. It's almost like having a little blinged out system. Okay, so let's wrap up this review by talking about the good and bad of the Retrode. The positive aspects of this. 1, the build quality is awesome. It was very well designed. 2, this thing is virtually idiot proof. If you know how to plug in a USB cable to any computer with virtually any operating system, you could get this thing to work within 30 seconds. 3, you can take your actual cartridges and put them on your computer and play them on emulators. How sweet is that? Alright, so let's talk about the negative aspects of the Retrode. 1 is that the cartridge slots are way too shallow and it's way too easy to put them in crooked, which could risk damaging this or your cartridges. 2 is that this thing is insanely expensive. The Retrode is $97 US. Yeah. Now don't get me wrong, this is a cool item and all, but let's face the facts here. It is perfectly legal if you actually own the original cartridge to download the ROM. And in 2010, there's a 99.9% chance that you could find virtually any game within 10 minutes. So to be perfectly honest with you, unless you're a hardcore tech addict who needs really cool gadgets, I would have to say pass on this. It's way too expensive. It does make a nice piece of jewelry though. Anyway, this is Rich of ReviewTech USA. If you do plan on purchasing this, go to StoneAgeGamer.com. They do ease the sticker shock by giving you 30% off Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games if you do purchase it, and they will ship this for free via USPS. For more gaming and technology reviews, go to ReviewTechUSA.com. Destruction, terror, and mayhem. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to. Mama said knock you out.